I said, you want me to do what?
This year we'll see if the ice melts.
Madness. The Hooley Plunge is a local benefit for the developmentally disabled. For the last 10 years we've done really well with the local community, and it primarily supports Allegheny County Special Olympics, but the money that's made over and above their needs we've been able to go ahead and give to local developmentally disabled such as Troop 89, the Boy Scouts. We've been able to help with Friends Aware, service coordination, and there's been a lot of individuals who've been able to get help through the Hooley Plunge as well.
Go into freezing water in March, and the first year that I participated was 2010, and that was the year that the whole lake was frozen over. They had to actually excavate the ice with chainsaws, and I never will forget when I first went up there seeing this, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's too late to back out now. So it's a lot of cold fun. I'll say it that way.
It's the night before is no sleep for me. I worry every year that no one's going to show. Then I get up the next morning and I get there at 9 o'clock in the morning. All of Alhambra's army is there. They've got everything taken care of as far as getting ready for the event. The radio stations, and at 9 o'clock there's not a lot of people in the park, and I start to sweat. And then a magic thing happens between 9 and about noon. Between 9 and noon the park fills. In the last 2 years there have been over 800 plungers each year, and there are over 5,000 people watching from the shore. So it's now it's the largest single one-day event in Allegheny County, and that's pretty cool. A few years ago, the state of Maryland mandated the inclusion sports, which is Special Olympics in the high schools. And the biggest problem that Ray Kitty, who was a supervisor of the program, told us was the cost of transportation they couldn't afford. And for the last 2 to 3 years, the Plunge has been able to pay for the transportation for all 3 schools' inclusion sports teams. That's Mountain Ridge, Allegheny, and Fort Hill. And you know, when they won the state championship the first year in bocce, they all went down to the tournament together on one bus. It was Allegheny, Fort Hill, Mountain Ridge. And how cool was it to see all of them come back on the bus? And although Allegheny's bocce team won, they were all celebrating because that's just the way it is.
It really does meet a need that we have for our students that have developmental delays. I'd never heard of bocce ball until we started doing it with the kids. We also have unified tennis. And it's not just a program for kids with the developmental disabilities, but and that's why it's called Unified, is because it's rather more an inclusive activity. So we have a lot of kids that participate in that. Bottom line is we wouldn't be able to do the programming that we offer our kids if we didn't have this funding.
I've been doing the Hooley Plunge for about 4 or 5 years. I really like it because it's a nice experience for the community to come together at one of these large events to get people involved. My first year, my dad gave me $50 just to start off with, and that was definitely the start of the entire venture. So about a year or 2 ago, I came to the Rotary Club to kind of talk to them, tell them I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try to raise up a lot of money for it. Last year I raised $2,780. My goal this year is to raise up $10,000. I imagine most of it's just going to be me going to probably a larger business and saying, this would be a really good thing for you to help out this community. You know, it's really important that we show our support for charity and for other organizations that really need this.
Oh, for us, the Hooley Plunge has incredible, meaning and significance. We supported it for many years after we moved here, and never thought that it would become such a huge part of our lives. In the past year, our son was selected to represent the United States in the World Special Olympics in South Korea, and the Hooley Plunge helped to fully fund that trip. He's participated every year since we've been here. He actually physically goes in and helps to raise funds. His dad actually flies in from Los Angeles every year to participate as well and raise funds. And you know, they've always loved being part of it, and of course now it has even more significance for them, you know, having been part of his achievement. It's such a fun event, you know, just being there is so amazing. You know, everyone dressed up, you know, all kinds of costumes, and the, you know, the music and participation and fun is just, it's a great event. We appreciate every single person that is involved in this, whether you physically go in the water, whether you fundraise, whether you just write a check to someone who goes in the water. There's a very personal aspect to it that is just, you know, amazing, and, you know, it's the true meaning of the community spirit.
Boy Scout Troop 89 in Cumberland, Maryland is a troop that's made up of scouts that have disabilities, either physical or mental disabilities. But the scouts do activities just like any other scout troop. They earn badges and awards and scout ranks just like any other scout would in the council. And we have been able to give them opportunities that they may not have done normally by having money come in from the Hooley and from the Alhambra and other organizations, and it's really been beneficial. The Scouts of Troop 89 come out to the Hooley Plunge and support every year. We watch the plungers plunge, and we also start out the whole event with the Pledge of Allegiance. I think it's a big honor for them to get up in front of people and do the pledge to the flag and march in with the flags. It gives them a lot of pride. One of the big advantages that we've been able to gain as a troop from the Hooley is our troop trailer, Troop 89 trailer. It's beautifully appointed on the outside with a picture of our troop, and this has given us the ability to take one less vehicle along on trips. Most recently we went and spent the night in Virginia Beach and overnight on the USS Wisconsin in harbor, and it was just the most amazing thing to wake up in the morning on the deck of a battleship, and the guys enjoyed it a lot.
When I was in law enforcement, I used to go up to the Deep Creek dump. And I thought that the money we went up there, and I encouraged people to go up there, was coming back to Allegheny County. Well, what I found out that it was going back to the state, and we were borrowing money off the state to run our Special Olympics in Allegheny County. So when Sean came to me and said, you know, would the Alhambra be there willing to undertake this, and that, again, is our main thing that we do, we've been able to donate in the last 8 years about $475,000 in direct donations back to our county. Personal stories that we did get involved in was a young boy that was at Fort Hill High School, and he got injured, and he wanted to be able to walk across the stage to get his diploma. And we were part of what we gave money to the service coordination to allow this boy to have a walker, to allow him to walk across the stage and receive his diploma. And things like this make you very happy. We've done other things for individuals through Service Coordination, Ray of Hope, and some of the other programs in the school systems. I can't say enough for our community. Our community warms up to this, and it's gotten better each year, and we just hope that our people will continue to you know, invest in dunking into the lake or getting somebody to contribute to that, and if they do that, we will continue to fund Allegheny County Special Olympics, Troop 89, and also all the other programs that we do for the developmentally disabled.
Buses come in from all over the county to participate in this thing. There's students filling buses that have earned money to participate in this plunge. So I think it's one of the best charity events in this area. Probably in the tri-state area. It has an unbelievable amount of support, and we wanted to be part of that. Last year we held the pre-party, and we were under construction, so we kind of did makeshift in the lounge and had a great time. This year we actually have an event center, so we're going to be able to do a huge pre-party, a great post-party. Last year I jumped in the water. I know for myself, I consider myself part of the community. I live here, I work here. We have 400 employees here. So whatever we do for the community, we're really doing for ourselves. I mean, so there's some selfishness to this, certainly. It helps all of us, and you never know when you're the next person that's in need. And I don't ever want to take that for granted.
I don't think we knew exactly what we're getting ourselves into because
I knew we were going to jump in a damn lake that was frozen cold.
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say that we're some of the very few that actually jumped in water over our heads at that temperature.
We didn't jump in, we dove in.
I remember the anticipation, much like getting a shot in the doctor's office. The anticipation was much worse than the actuality, because I remember as soon as I hit the water, I felt like I went numb, and the desperation
You were right.
came
It did
over
go
me.
numb.
Every place we play, we ask to contribute to a charity. We pick a charity, we accumulate the money, and then we make the donation to the charity. The amount of money that Sean's raising for the people that benefit from this is a pretty amazing phenomenon.
There was a boy named Mike O'Kelly, and he was a Fort Hill football player. Mike was in a bad accident. It's been many years ago now, probably over 5. And Mike, unfortunately, ended up in a wheelchair. And when he found out that all of his classmates were going to do the plunge, he demanded that he go in as well. And that year, his friends all picked up his wheelchair and carried him out into the water. And he touched down and dunked, and he got back up and came out. And I'll never forget, he looked and he said, if Mike can do it, anybody can do it. And I thought, that's a good one to use. So Mike O'Kelly I think of very, very much, and again remember that his whole team was there with him. That was great. This year and past years, the biggest crowd that comes out now is the Allegheny County school kids. And you know, at first it was all a bunch of crazy adults that went in, and now it's like 700 kids from the schools. And what better way to do your community service than help raise $100,000 for Special Olympics and other adult and mentally disabled. My goal would be that one day we raise enough money that we can build a building for Special Olympics, Troop 89, and several others. I think if they had that, that would be the ultimate end goal of the plunge, and continue doing all the things we do.
I plunge for the students in Allegheny County Public Schools.
I plunge for the Cumberland Rotary.
We plunge to support the Allegheny County Special Olympics.
I plunge for all our Special Olympics athletes.
We take the plunge to support Allegheny County Special Olympics.
I plunge for the Alhambra.
We plunge to support the Allegheny County Special Olympics.
I plunge for Troop 89.
I plunge for all of us.